What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be reviewing a handgun that is not mine. This is actually my buddy slash business partner Dan's. And if you guys didn't know, over here at Spin Firearms, we will be releasing, my buddy Dan and I will be releasing a series of holsters. Now, they're not going to be regular holsters. They're not going to be holsters you've seen before. We are going all out in our thinking, our design, and our approach. I have a lot of pocket carry time behind me, just a lot of carry time in general. I literally have something on me 24/7. Sometimes I have 2 firearms on me. Trust me guys, we will be bringing you the best holsters to market. But anyways, before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Today we will be reviewing the CZ75 P-01. I believe this is the Omega. Now, I have 2 CZs. I have the CZ P10S, which only cost me about $350. I also have the CZ P10M that when I bought it, it was around $270 or something like that, $260, but I saw them as low as $240, right? Those are the striker-fired CZs that are pretty common. This right here is a hammer-fired double-action, single-action decocker model that is absolutely awesome. Now, I do have to admit, when I first picked this thing up, I said, why am I carrying a Glock? Like literally, when you feel this thing, I mean, the grips and that palm swell, the way that palm swell just fits your hand perfectly, you get full 3-finger contact without cramming your fingers in there, like a lot of other handguns. A very nice beaver tail that literally puts your hand directly below that frame, and man, does that thing feel good in the hand. It just feels good in the hand. It just feels natural. The one thing I noticed that doesn't feel as natural is that point of aim to me. But once again, I carry a lot of Glocks and stuff like that. It just takes a little getting used to, right? But nothing too crazy. As far as texturing goes, there's basically just a little patch right here on front of the frame. And I believe this is a steel framed CZ. But anyways, a little bit on the back strap. It does a little bit, but not much. You get all the grip from these grips right here, and they feel so good and comfortable in the hand. Now, I've only shot this one day, maybe 2 actually. I don't know if I shot it last weekend, but a couple weekends before we went up north and went shooting a little bit in a different state, and man does this thing rip. I have to admit though, I did not shoot it very well as I have to get used to it, but there is no recoil. This thing literally feels like you're shooting a 380 and it's unreal. Now obviously the firearm is safety checked and cleared. And the magazines, I believe these might be made by Mekar. CZ always has really good magazines. They always seem to be Mekar, but I could be wrong on that, right? Firearm is cleared and safety checked. Now, as far as racking goes, it's a little tough, but it does glide like butter. So you need a little bit of strength, but it does rack like butter and actually feels pretty good. 3-dot sights, nothing crazy, nothing special, just good quality sights. A little bit of texturing up top. Overall, I really like the serrations. I don't know, it's just they're just different, right? And they feel really good, really grippy, and really nice. Honestly, I might have to pick one of these up. This thing is just growing on me more and more as I get it. But anyways, as far as the trigger goes, right? This is the single action. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Ready? Well, let's do that again. A defined wall, but it's very light. I like that though, because in a self-defense encounter, you have it to where it's defined enough to know, okay, I can't go any further. But I mean, this thing is light enough to just, unreal. Now, if you want to not carry it like that, that's definitely how I recommend not carrying. I would recommend carrying it double action right away. So what you would do is you'd push the little decocker, and now you have a longer, heavier double action trigger pull. Therefore, you know, on draw or when you're first upping and you're getting your finger on that trigger, nothing accidentally happens. On top of that, the main reason is for just holstering and reholstering and just having a longer overall trigger pull for that first shot. And then after you get that shot off, you will have that nice, smooth single action double pull or single action trigger pull. Now, double action right here, it's actually really nice. So it's heavy, 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 but then it gets really heavy at that wall and then it breaks, right? Let's watch that again. It's almost a little bit of a rolling wall, but it's also predictable. Like, you know where to stop, and then boom. Absolutely love this thing. Like I said, 15+1 of 9mm. It looks like a smaller Glock 19 in almost every dimension. Height, it looks a little bit shorter, definitely in the overall slide length. As you can see, he has mounted an Olight Balder Mini, which is actually a pretty decent light. Now, one problem he has ran into is finding a good holster that supports this light, and there's a reason for that actually. Someone let me know. Because of this light and this trigger guard, it is almost extremely impossible to make a holster for this combo right here. It's basically impossible is what I was told. Therefore, a lot of holster makers just don't do it. But if you notice, this firearm is an extremely low profile design. Look at where this frame sits. This slide sits so low. So look right here, ready? Look at where your hand is sitting, and look at that slide down in here. Look at this. You are right below it. On top of that, you would think this handgun is heavier than it is. You pick it up, it honestly just feels like a regular compact handgun in the hand. So actually, weight-wise, isn't that bad. In terms of overall function, magazine drops, slide racks, great trigger. As far as locking back, pretty easy. Releasing, absolute butter. Releasing it is literally absolute butter. Look at that barrel. Look how low in that is sitting. And that's why you get no recoil. Because of how low all that weight is sitting, the slide, the barrel, the guide rod, the internals, you literally get no recoil. It's absolutely unreal. Look at that. That's absolutely awesome. Now, like I said, it took me a while to get used to this handgun. I still don't shoot it very well. I think I've only shot it once or twice. But man, is this just one of those handguns that you need to pick up. I was sort of hoping that CZ would bring the Rammy back, because that handgun was something I wanted for a while. It's more up my alley. Or just if they made a version, you know, down here. Give me 2 fingers on there. Still double action, single action trigger pull with a decocker. Shorten the barrel down to here. Give me a little micro 9 like this year, CZ. And I promise you all your troubles will go away. You will have so many sales if you made this in a subcompact. Or even a little smaller in a micro 9. I would prefer the subcompact, to be honest. That way it's still very smooth and flat shooting. But overall, this is a very nice handgun. I would recommend this to anybody for home defense as well as everyday carry. I personally couldn't get away with carrying this. I'm too active. And on top of that, just the way my body is shaped, I couldn't carry this. But man, this is an awesome, awesome setup right here. And a firearm like this, you basically have nothing to worry about when it comes to reliability. All of my CZs and all of the CZs that I've ever shot have never had any hiccups with ammo. They're not picky. They run all defensive ammos, and they're on point. My CZ P-10S is one of my most accurate handguns that I own, and that's simply because it has an amazing trigger, decent ergonomics, but very, very minimal recoil. CZ does a great job at keeping recoil low. So if I had to rate this overall, I would say 8.5. When you consider the price, the features, the trigger pull, the grip, the ergonomics, I would 100% make this my home defense. This is an awesome, awesome handgun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.